All right, here we go. Hello, Judy. You ready to continue? We just finished chapter 12 and 13. Now we're starting on 14. Yeah.
The
Okay, hold on.
the
I'm gonna
woman.
put you on I'm gonna put you on speaker view.
Okay, my foot's caught down here in the table. Okay, now.
Uh-oh. All right.
Is that okay?
Yes, perfect.
You know how the the woman who was the seller of friendship, that's the woman caught in adultery, was one of my favorites. This is equal to it. This
Hmm.
one right
This one we're about to read. Okay.
here. Yes. It's this
Okay. Let's do it.
to, to God, obscenity is not uncovered flesh. It
Ooh.
is exposed intention.
Oh, ouch. Wait. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay.
It gets better.
Okay.
Nakedness is just a state of thought. Was Adam any more unclothed when he discovered shame? Yes. He was naked already, but when he had shame, he was unclothed even more.
His heart, the intention.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This is from Mark chapter 5, verses 1 through 20. A lot of these I've gone and checked where they were. I hope I can make it through this one. It gets me. The wall of the great city reached upward till it defied all measurement of mine. Outside the fortress, stretching up the slopes, a grove of trees bearded the great stone wall that had slept for centuries above the seasons of new leaf and naked frost. Towers and minarets glinted in the sun-washed sky and caused the singer apprehension as he leaned against a tree. This whole thing gets me right here. This this is this is the world today. He watched the human commerce flowing through the rough-hewn gates. Never had he seen so many people hungry for a living
Mm,
song.
mm, mm.
They jostled shapelessly, a mass of urban sameness, each hurried after urgent, unattended business, yet none had any reason for the press. The singer sighed. You know, when you're older, like I'm old as dirt now,
Right. Exactly.
I look at the world today and I just sigh. It's just this kills me right here. Sometimes a child would follow in the maddening throng. Already it appeared the youngster tried to learn the routine, manufactured steps of older men he mimicked in the way.
Mm.
Reluctant to adopt the business cadence of the empty throng, the singer turned and sought a quiet place beneath the wall, and he walked into the trees. Hello, singer, said the voice he knew too well. Welcome to the quiet of the grove. Does the senseless, empty crowd offend you? The singer's only offense came in knowing that the world hater always seemed to know what he
Mm.
was thinking. How did you manage to make them cherish all this
Oh my
nothingness?
gosh. Cherish all this nothingness. Okay.
He asked the world hater. Is that not today?
Mm. Yes.
I mean, listen, I
Oh.
simply make them feel embarrassed to admit that they are incomplete.
Mm.
A man would rather close his eyes than see himself as your father's spirit does. I teach them to exalt their emptiness and thus preserve the dignity of man.
Whoa, that's deep.
They need the dignity of God.
Mm.
You tell them that. I sell a cheaper product.
Yes, he
They
does.
were deep. Yes,
Mm.
he does.
Okay.
They were deeper in the woods, and they stopped in a shaded spot beneath the fortress wall. A heavy set of chains hung from a great foundation stone that held the towering wall. Manacles hung bolted on the wrist of a burly, naked man. Everybody know what a manacle is, a metal band, shackles on this guy. He slept or seemed to. Before him on the ground lay a heavy stoneware basin nearly filled with water and the dried remains of bread half eaten. Is he mad? The singer asked. Senselessly, the hater answered. Who brings him bread and water? I do.
Oh.
Why?
Mm.
To see him dance in madness without a tiny hope. That's the key thing, y'all. Without a tiny hope. Imagine my delight when he raves and screams in chains. Would you like for me to wake this animal?
Mm.
He is a man. Earthmaker made him so. What is his name? The crowd. Why such a name? Because within this sleeping hulk there are 1,000 hating spirits from the canyon of the dam. They leap at him with sounds no ears but his can hear. They dive at him with screaming lights no other eyes can see, and in his torment he will hold his shaggy head and whimper. Then he rises and strains in fury against the chains to tear them from the wall. Stand back and see. My hater took his silver pipe out of its sheath, and the tune began a choppy, weird progression of half tunes. It's not real clear. Go back a little bit. Go back. Oh, I got my glasses on. That's why I come forward. Yeah.
Come forward.
That's the guy. That's the tormented guy. See the shackles on his wrist?
Ooh.
The sleeping giant stirred and placed his massive hands upon his temples. In fever hot, the hater played, and just as rapidly the madman stumbled to his feet. Singer has never beheld so great a man as he. Some unseen, unheard agony rippled through his bleeding soul. He growled and then screamed and tried to tear the chains that held him to the wall. Stop it, hater, cried the singer. But the hater played more loudly than before. At that precise and ugly moment, the pinion on the left gave way and the chain fell loose. Then with his one free hand, the monster tore the other chain away. In but a second, he stood unchained before them. The hater took his pipe and fled into the trees. But the singer began then to sing and continued on until the madman stood directly in his path. With love that knew no fear, the singer caught his torment, wrapped it in a song, and gave it back to him as peace.
Wait, just read that line again. That's really
just let it roll over. With love that knew no fear, the singer caught his torment, wrapped it all in song, and gave it back to him as peace.
Oh.
And soon the two men held each other. And in their long embrace of soul, the spirits cried out and left. They stood at last alone.
Wow. Wow.
What year is it? The giant asked with some perplexity. It is the year of the troubadour, the singer said. How long have you hung upon the wall and wreathed in madness? I cannot tell the years. Will you come with me into the ancient city? Yes, said the madman. And then remember when he added, I can't, for I'm naked. Not if you love me. He whom Earthmaker loves, replied the troubadour, is hidden from his shame forever.
Mm.
I love you more than life, the madman then confessed. And the two turned to leave. And when the two and
All right,
when they turned,
your sound got a
and when
little off. Start at that. I love you more than life. Start right there.
that's real hard because
I
I
know.
choke up when I
I
say that.
know.
I love you more than life, the madman then confessed. And when they turned to leave, the two of them were dressed
Oh,
because
yeah.
he whom Earthmaker loves is hidden from his shame forever. Whee!
He who Earthmaker loves is hidden from his shame forever.
Correct.
Oh, what a beautiful statement. This is really a beautiful chapter. I love it. One thought that has come to me, which is a little bizarre, is you know how you think of people that you can't wait to meet in heaven?
Mhm.
You know, there's different Bible characters and that. This is not one I ever thought of.
Yeah, but you want to now,
I
don't
do. I'm like,
yes.
I just like want to seek him out first because what a story, what a nightmare he endured.
And I
I
love what he says. I love you more than life.
I love that. It's wait, this whole thing.
The
This is like
the madman then confessed, I love you more than life, the madman then confessed. And so I think, those of us believers, do we still believe that? That we love Jesus more than we can confess? Do we do that? Or have we gotten a little warm? I love you more than life. That passion and that spark has to stay on, and when it gets dim, we have to fan it up again. That was one of the things Jesus spoke to. Was it the church at Ephesus, that you've lost your first love? I have
yeah,
one thing against you. You've lost your first love.
okay. But this story, he's just been delivered of these demons. He's just been delivered from a life of torment and agony that has just been hell on earth.
Absolutely.
So there can be hardly be another response. Yeah. And yes, I believe that people become lukewarm, people walk away from their first love. I mean, how can you not in our society, in our culture? For one, the myriad of distractions that are very entertaining and please us, that the dopamine rushes we get constantly. Make time with God and church and a lot of stuff pale in comparison, right?
Yeah.
But I am going to say, I know people who love him more than life, and you're one of them, and it shows up like thinking of a relative. Well, I'll just say because I know they've made their story public. I'm thinking about my oldest sister Elaine in particular, whose son was sexually abused by a pedophile in their church for 5 years, um, without their knowing before it was revealed, before it surfaced. And that alone is such a blow. But as a family, they went and the church said, just take some time as a family, take some time as a family and just process this. But as soon as they came back to the church, they're in a conference room. This is my understanding of the story. And one of the board members, however their thing is structured, slid a piece of paper across the table and asked for his resignation.
Asked for
Ronnie's resignation.
And he was the pastor of the church. You've got to be kidding
And
me.
so there was no. Okay, so that's a bad story, and it's really more theirs to tell. And their
It's
son
in the
has written
book, though.
Their son has written a book called "No Easy Jesus."
No Easy
If you want to
Jesus.
know more, go read that.
There's a book you better read.
Yeah, we've talked about that in our book series. But going back to this, they did not walk away from the church. They did not walk away from God. And that's just one of many, people who I know have faced really difficult circumstances. And their agony and grief has been enormous, like this man. And they've held on to the faith, and they still sing the song.
They do.
And they love him more than life. They love him more than life, because life would have said, you don't need the church. You don't need that mess. If that's what God's delivering, here's the earth hater song over here saying, I can give you immediate comfort. I can give you immediate. And yet they didn't go for that. Right? And I know many, many, many believers who have made those choices to stay true, to love him more than life. Life that's offered, that's really a substitute life. It's anything here it's just a shadow,
right, temporary,
of what's to come, right? Back here where it says, how did you manage to make them cherish all this nothingness? It would be real easy to fall into that. But when I read that phrase right there, how did you manage to make them cherish all this nothingness? You know exactly what picture comes to my mind? This.
Oh, nothingness, you're right.
Visible, this number. Everywhere you go, this is happening. All this nothingness. We cherish it.
But you're right.
We worship it. Because it gives immediate gratification.
Yeah, it's true.
But it feels like a hopeless cause to get people away from that. But it's not. We just have to keep singing the song. Somebody will hear this melody. Somebody will say, this is not feeling me up. This is nothing. And they'll come. But here, the other thing is, like Ecclesiastes says, there's nothing new under the sun. So we think this is all new. This is all something. It's a distraction. It's something that gives us dopamine rushes and all that stuff. There have been those things before. There will be those things after this. And it's nothing that God can't handle.
It's the same thing that I go into the cell blocks to deal with. These people have been sold nothingness. They've been sold, like you say, something to make the pain go away, make me feel better for a while.
It's just a fine line between my life and that life.
That's please, that's it. That's exactly right. We all need to realize that.
I mean, because after I had, some significant surgery some years back, I did get addicted to the oxycodone. But I knew that going in that was a possibility, and I knew that I had to get off of it, or it was going to. But it was such a slippery slope, and it's so seductive, because you're just like, well, I'll just take it this one more time.
Right.
this one more time.
I'm hurting.
Yeah,
This will make my pain stop.
just this one more time. And then, and I had to go back to the doctor after my surgery because I was in so much pain. I couldn't hardly breathe and my lungs were collapsing. And he's like, "Oh, well, you don't have enough pain meds. Let's double it." He doubled that. And it did erase the pain. And just like, wow,
Yeah,
this feels really good.
absolutely.
This feels really good. I can't feel. And
Mhm.
isn't that it? We don't want to
And
feel
see,
pain.
they're covering emotional pain,
Right.
people that are in
Right. They're
drugs
just
for.
doing it with something different. We do it with TV. We do it with our phones. We do it with
Absolutely.
overeating,
That's
alcohol.
why, I told them you have your weakness, I have mine, we're all in the same boat,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. It's just the choice. It's just the those have harder consequences or more obvious ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. As told them, all of us do bad, wrong things. Some of us just get caught and end up in jail.
Right. But we're pleasure seekers, and and this is hardwired into us. God made us this way. Everything
Hmm.
that He created was specifically for pleasure, for enjoyment.
It's true. It's true.
Everything. And then He's like, go enjoy it. Have fun. Have a blast. And I wanna be part of it. And so we're always constantly looking for pleasure. We're pleasure seekers. We are.
Looking for love in all
All
the
the
wrong
wrong
places.
places.
You won't. Let me see if I should share this or not. That's a country song that was so popular.
Uh-huh.
What, in the 80s, 70s, 80s?
Mhm.
So a guy came, a young man from Southeastern Bible College came
Uh-huh.
to speak at Alliance one time,
Mhm.
and he did that in the chapel. We're just looking for love and all the wrong.
Uh-huh.
And there were people who complained about that
Oh boy.
he should not have used that song. Did you not
Johnny
think that
Lee.
can? Do you not think that connected with those kids? Yeah, it
Oh, I
connected.
know. I know. Oh, God, help us. Oh, help the rules. Singing the wrong song.
It was.
Singing the wrong song, Judy. But I
Yeah,
heard the melody. I heard the melody. I heard it above
good,
that.
good.
Heard the true song.
For that, I'm very thankful.
And that's where your presence back in that school made a difference. If you want to compare it to songs, there were two songs playing, the Song of Law and the Song of Grace.
Mm,
And those who had ears to hear heard the song of grace and the song
wow.
of love that you sang. And that's why you have so many people who follow you, who love you. They saw you were singing the troubadour song. We heard it.
See, when I when I went to teach at the last school I taught, my pastor brother Bowden, I've told this before,
Yeah.
I did not want to go. I just did not want to go. So he made me go home and read Romans 14 that deals with the weaker brother and the stronger brother and all that kind of stuff. And I went back in and I said, I read that, I see what it's saying, but I cannot do this. He said, you can 6 weeks, you could do it for 6 weeks. I said, okay, yeah, I could do it for 6 weeks. And he told me this, and I never forgot it. He said, live the law, obey the rules that are
Mhm.
on you
Right.
and the ones that are on the students. Don't sneak around the
Right.
ones that are on, but teach them grace. Teach them grace. That's what he told me. Teach
Right.
them grace. Teach them grace. And I hope I hope to a small extent I did that.
Well, you know you did. You know you did.
Can only say I hope I did.
You
I
know
hope
you did. You know you did. And it's
that was
okay.
my heart.
It's okay to
It's my
know
heart.
that. It is okay to know that. It is okay to know when we've partnered with God in accomplishing his purposes and tasks in an area.
I just when I look back on it, I know how imperfect it was.
Well, sure.
In my mind, I know how imperfect I was at trying to do it.
Right.
So,
Well, we didn't see or hear your internal dialogue and what you were wrestling with.
yeah,
Yeah. Because what you presented to us was grace.
mm, that's
Unless we were taking a test or something. You was just like
that's one of
he looked at the law when it came to testing those little
when it comes to
physical fitness
marker.
tests and those paper
I
tests.
was I was bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
teaching PE,
Double
y'all.
check
We're
your
talking about
answers.
teaching
Oh,
PE.
I hated that question so bad. I just wanted to hand it in. I didn't want to freaking double check. Ay, yeah, that's good stuff. How are you doing? You want to do one more chapter?
I don't even know what it is. I can see what it is. Let me put my glasses on here.
Looks like it's going to be about Good Friday. Maybe, yeah.
It's long. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. And we'll stop this one here. So bye everybody, and we're going to pick this up. This will be the following week's reading, but we're going to do it today. Okay. So let's hold on. So say goodbye. See you in a minute. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you in a week.
Yeah, just a little bit.